Shawnee, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101. So today I have a Q&A video for you guys. I asked you to ask me questions on Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram, and I have a ton of questions. A lot of the questions were repeat questions that I've already answered in previous Q&A videos. If for whatever reason you were one of the first people to ask me a question, but it happens to be a question that I already answered in a previous Q&A, I'm not gonna re-answer it. So we're just gonna jump right into the questions. I'm gonna start off on Twitter because I have 2 lonesome questions on Twitter. My Twitter is really lagging. You guys probably know I don't tweet a lot. I'm not a big Twitter person, but Steph ND Stuff asks, what is one thing you would want to change about the YouTube community? Well, in terms of the beauty community at least, I would probably just want to change the amount of hate and ridicule and negativity that there is here. I remember when I started like 6 years ago, there were, you know, haters. That's just, it comes with the territory of putting yourself on YouTube. But I feel like a lot more now, there are just so many people who just spew just negativity and so much hatred towards others over the most ridiculous things, over your looks or the way you live your life or the way you spend your money. And I just feel like none of that has anything to do with anything that we're talking about. At Morris Does asks, if you could create your own range, which makeup product would you do? Lipsticks, shadows, blush? I would definitely do lip products. I mean, you guys know I am like a lip product junkie. Okay, now I'm gonna jump over to Snapchat and answer some of the video questions I got there.
Hi to Shawnee, what's your favorite foundation brush, drugstore, and high-end?
This is a hard one because I don't use foundation brushes all that much. For liquid foundation, I just love my beauty blender. But if I did have to put foundation on with a brush for whatever reason, if I didn't have a beauty blender or something, I would prefer to use the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. That one is my favorite. I don't have a high-end one that I prefer. I just love the Real Techniques Expert Face.
Hi, I'm Tara. First of all, I want to say I love your videos. And second, if you could be another ethnicity, what would it be and why? Thank you. This is my second question, but what's your favorite movie that you could watch over and over and over again and never get tired of?
Another ethnicity, oh my gosh. I mean, the first thing that came to mind was Italian because I love their food so much, and I think like homemade, real Italian food, not just something you go to like Olive Garden and buy. I think that would be just really nice to have. Honestly, I'm so happy being Indian. I don't know. I really wouldn't change my ethnicity. And the other question was your favorite movie that you could watch over and over and over again and never get tired of. I actually have a few, but the one that is kind of just my go-to for anything is White Chicks. I just love White Chicks. Anybody who hasn't seen it, you are hard missing out. It is the funniest, most light-hearted movie, but it really just makes me laugh every time I watch it.
Hey Johnny. Here, just a question asking, have you tried the Viseart Cosmetics Hydra Matte Lippies, and if so, what do you think? Hey Johnny, another question. We also know that you're not single, so are you planning to do the boyfriend tag? If not, it's understandable, but just wondering.
Love your accent, first of all. Have I tried the Viseart Cosmetics Hydra Matte Lippies? I have not. I have never purchased those, and they do have some really pretty colors, but I don't know. I haven't really been that interested in trying them. Am I going to do the boyfriend tag? I don't know. I'm gonna stick with I don't know. That's to be announced. I may. I'm not sure yet.
Johnny, my question is, what is your favorite nude for dark skin tones? And I love you so much!
Oh my gosh, she's so precious. My favorite nude for dark skin tones. I actually have a whole video on my favorite nude lipsticks for a Indian skin tone. So I will put a link to that video in the description box below. But I think my all-time favorite nude, and I did mention it in that video, I'm pretty sure, is the Revlon Lip Butter in Pink Truffle. Those are all of the video questions I have. There are some chat questions, but I think I'm gonna jump over to Instagram because there are so many questions there. Miss Kylie Gillis asks, hey Shawnee, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101. You got my name right. If you could only eat one type of food for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? I love your videos, doll. Thank you so much. honestly, I would just eat cereal all the time. Cereal is my all-time favorite food. Lore Namada asks, do you ever get overwhelmed with the amount of makeup you own? Do you ever see yourself sizing down your collection to a very small collection? Honestly, I do get overwhelmed with the amount of makeup I own sometimes, especially if I'm trying to just get ready really quick and I'm just scouring through my collection and there's just so many things to pick from. It's definitely more of like a first world problem type thing where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to wear. I do see myself sizing down my collection. I do get rid of a lot of my stuff. That's something I want to make very clear. I don't just hoard everything that I ever review and talk about. Things are constantly being rotated through my collection. Miss Bella Vita asks, how do you style your hair when you curl the bottom? Love you. So I'm assuming she's talking about the way my hair is now. And I am going to do a hair routine video. I've just been getting so many comments anytime I wear my hair like this, which is in like 90% of my videos. So I will do a video on that coming soon. Depali_day asks, how do you justify your love for makeup? I'm quite often questioned about hoarding makeup. P.S. I enjoy watching your videos. Thank you so much. So I justify my love for makeup. It's pretty simple because of just what I do here on YouTube. YouTube is not my full-time career, but it is something that I'm super passionate about, and it's something that I really enjoy doing, and I just love it. And honestly, nobody has really said anything super negative to me. In fact, a lot of people are really understanding. Perks of Beauty blog asks, I am a dusky Indian girl in the US, just like you. I'm not sure what a dusky Indian girl means, but I'm assuming that means tan. I'm just gonna go with the word tan there. At times, I find myself insecure and low because of my complexion and cultural differences. How do you overcome this feeling? Have you ever come across something related to culture that hurt you so badly? Being born and raised in the US, and not just the US, I was actually raised in California. So luckily, California is very mixed. There are so many different ethnicities here in California. So I never really had the experience of ever feeling like people were looking down on me for my culture or the way I look. In fact, the majority of my life, people found my culture really interesting. Anytime I would go to school, say after an Indian wedding, and you're all hennaed up on your hands, my teachers would ask me questions. My fellow students would be really interested, and nobody ever said anything degrading. I'm very lucky in that respect. To be honest, I don't know what I would do if something like that were to come up. We're in the year 2016. We have a black president, so anybody who's trying to make any comments at you or any snide remarks because of your ethnicity or your cultural background is just really ignorant. I would say just ignore it because it's their opinion, just does not matter. May Rion asks, ever think of cutting your hair short? I did for a time, but I don't think I will. I think I'm too chicken to do that. APV_hope asks, did you attend college? And yes, I did. I did graduate a 4-year university with my Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, concentrating in marketing. PMeta97 asks, for liquid lipsticks, do you prefer Kat Von D or Anastasia? Girl, do you watch my videos? I love Kat Von D. Anastasia's are M. Bagru asks, any life advice for every girl out there? Yes, I definitely have some advice. I just want to preface this answer by saying I'm not trying to offend anybody. This is just my own opinion. In today's generation and in today's society, I really feel like with this whole no gender roles, women are just as good as men, women empowerment, women equality, all of this, I really feel like as a woman and as a girl, do something for yourself. Nothing grinds my gears more than to hear a woman of my own age, one of my own friends in fact, saying that her end goal in life is to get the most basic education that she possibly can, never work a day in her life, and marry rich. Now, if that is something that you did and or want to do, nothing wrong with that. You do you. Don't let me change your mind. I am not a reliant person. I'm a very independent person, and I don't want to rely on anybody for my own living and for my lifestyle. I've just seen so many people crumble under that kind of pressure. Monique_M25, what is your favorite new drugstore product that has recently come out in 2016? I really like the L'Oreal singles, the single shadows, the ColorIcon monos, I believe they're called. But I don't even know if those are like so stand out that I'm like gung-ho head over heels. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. Amy Ness 15 asks, how do you deal with stress and anger? I am someone that does get stressed a lot. I don't necessarily get angry very easily, but I do get stressed. And I have found that just venting it out really, really helps. I have a really great friend that I just literally vent everything to. To recuperate from a nice vent session, I do watch Friends. Friends is probably my favorite TV show. Well, it is my favorite TV show ever, but it's probably my all-time favorite thing to watch when I'm stressed because it always makes me laugh and it always puts me in a good mood. Girly Girl Av asks, do you paint your nails yourself? They are always so perfect. I do paint my nails myself. I cannot think of the last time that I at least got my fingernails done in a salon. It's probably been like 7 or 8 years. There are a lot of questions about my job and is YouTube my job and do I see myself making YouTube my job in the future? So no, YouTube is not my job. Yes, I do have another job. It is a PR marketing job for a big company. I know I've talked about that before, which is why I'm not delving too much into the details about that. And no, I don't really see myself ever pursuing YouTube full-time. YouTube is an amazing platform, and for anybody who can do YouTube full-time, if you're getting the views and you have the subscriber numbers, I think it's amazing. It's just not stable enough for me, especially at the subscriber numbers I'm at right now. There's no way I could do YouTube full-time. L_Channon asks, would you rather eat ice cream for 5 hours straight or shoot someone in the foot? Basically, you're asking me if I would want to do something that I like to do, eating ice cream for 5 hours, or shoot someone in the foot, which I would really never want to do. So we all know the answer. Ice cream. Love Cassie09 asks, what was your college experience like? Did you know what you wanted to do immediately after college? This is a really good question, and I could probably just do a full video just on my college experience. But basically, the first year, maybe the first half year was horrible. I was incredibly homesick. I hated it. I made no friends. Then I realized that I got really, really, really lucky and I made friends in my dorm hall. And these two girls that were actually living in my dorm hall are still to this day some of my best friends. And I know I got so lucky because without them, I know my college experience would have been just completely and totally just horrible. And did I know what I wanted to do immediately after college? Short term, no, but long term, like what I want to do, like what I want to pursue eventually, yes, I pretty much knew where I wanted to go out of college. Danielle_Barbier asks, does YouTube give you a starter kit? Because I see that almost every makeup YouTuber has the same white desk. I don't have a white desk, so I never got the starter kit. I've been getting quite a few questions about my favorite foundation and if I'm gonna do a foundation video, and I will. I realized I haven't done like an updated foundation routine in a long time, so I'll probably do that and incorporate it with my all-time favorite foundation, which if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know what it is. It's not a secret, but that'll be in an upcoming video. Oh my gosh, there are so many good questions. Okay, I think we'll just answer a couple of more. Marin_Leah asks, do you ever get any promo makeup or do you feel like YouTubers are not as honest as you because they feel like they won't get product from them anymore? This is actually a really good question. So I do get some makeup sent to me for review purposes or for me to test out. Many companies on a daily basis email me asking me to send products, but I only take them up on their offer if they are companies that I've either purchased from before or I had every single intent of purchasing from before they contacted me. I feel like that's the only fair way because I'm not gonna sit here on my channel and talk about 800 companies that you have never heard of that have like one thing that they're selling and they're slightly sketchy. that's not me, that's not my channel. In terms of honesty, and if I feel like some YouTubers are dishonest just to keep receiving free PR product, most definitely. I do feel like there are YouTubers who won't necessarily flat out lie, but they may not give you all of the details and the full truth. And whether they give you guys a half review or no review of a product, they may just come on and make a quick video showing you guys just swatches and not talking about the product at all. I don't see how that's helpful. I mean, yeah, it's cool that I get to see the color, but I want to know how the product is, because even if the color is freaking fantastic, if the product and the formula itself sucks, I don't want to buy it. This is also an interesting comment. Oho969 asks, do you have people in your life who like to put you down and hurt you? How do you deal with negative people in your life? Not necessarily random hate comments on your page, but people who face you in real life. I do have negative people in my life, but they're not really in my life anymore. Anybody who is not supportive of me or of what I do or of what I think or what I believe or whatever the case may be, I just don't talk to them. I know that's probably really harsh and that's probably not the answer you were expecting, but it's true. Luckily, nobody in my direct circle, whether that be of friends or of family, is negative towards me in any way. But in terms of like large scale, like extended family, I definitely have people who are negative. And I don't talk to them. I don't deal with it. I don't have time for that. And I don't feel the need to prove myself or justify what I'm doing or what I feel or what I believe to somebody else. I'm not like that. Hallie is the mission asks, do you live at home still or have your own place? If you live by yourself, do you love it or miss your parents' house? I do live by myself. I live in my own apartment in LA and I don't really miss my parents' house very much. I know that sounds kind of bad. I love my parents, don't get me wrong, but my brother is now away at college too. So I love living by myself. I really do. Marybell5714 asks, have you always been vegetarian? Do you find it challenging to be in a relationship with a non-vegetarian if you have been in one, that is? So I have not always been vegetarian. I did grow up in a vegetarian household, but for my 7th, 8th, and 9th grade years, I did eat chicken, exclusively chicken. It was kind of my rebellious phase because I feel like everybody has to go through the rebellious phase, right? So that just happened to be mine and I just really wanted to experiment with chicken. I ate it, I loved it, but honestly, I don't know, it just almost felt easier to give it up because there was never any meat in my house at all whatsoever. In terms of being in a relationship with someone who is not vegetarian, my current boyfriend is not vegetarian and I don't actually feel like it's that difficult. He of course knows I'm vegetarian. He is very, very supportive about it. I don't cook meat at my apartment at all. I just don't like it. I don't like the smell of it and I don't like using my pots and pans to cook it. Just kind of a personal thing. I don't know, but he's very okay with that. He's fine. And whenever we go out to eat, he'll get something with chicken or turkey or whatever. And I will just get a veggie option. I think with relationships, the number one thing that you want to think of is that you want to be with someone who is looking out for your best interests as well. And if you are a strict vegetarian, your partner should be able to work around that. I think I'm going to end on this question. It's slightly a negative question. It's not generally a question I would want to end on, but I think it's an important one. Ashay H, sorry, that was a really weird pronunciation of your name, asks, do you ever get frustrated with the makeup industry / community and how Eurocentric it is, whether it's the companies and who they cater to or the consumers themselves? I once had someone on my Instagram say that my swatches of some of the ColourPop lippies don't actually look like that because of my brown skin. It's interesting that you said that because I have actually gotten some comments that have been really, really weird. Someone actually had the guts to say that they couldn't tell what the actual colors were in my swatches that I do in my videos because of my brown skin, and if I could just swatch it on someone that is of lighter skin tone. I actually laughed at that comment because I am here doing videos and telling you guys how products work for me, and I think that's why a lot of you guys follow me, because my skin tone is perhaps similar to yours. It's funny that someone said, oh, I can't tell what that eyeshadow color actually was, swatch it on someone lighter. Because guess what? We are all different colors, we are all different shapes, different sizes, different colors, and it makes the world interesting. Now, in terms of makeup companies really catering towards lighter skin tones, I definitely think that is very, very prominent, particularly in the luxury makeup category. I absolutely hate the fact that I cannot find a single Chanel foundation to match my skin tone. I don't even think my skin tone is particularly dark. I would consider myself a tan complexion. I think it's great that there are now companies that are swatching products on various different skin tones, like ColourPop. I'm sure most of you guys have seen the swatches that they do on their new collections, where they swatch them on a light, medium, and a deeper skin tone. In terms of ignorant comments like that, just completely and totally ignore them. I don't know if they're trying to come from a racist point of view or if they just genuinely are just ignorant or rude. Who knows? Whatever it may be, just ignore it because your swatches rock. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut off the video here. I've been sitting here for like 2 hours answering questions, so I'm going to be really chopping this video down. I'm really, really sorry if your question wasn't answered, but I will continue to do Q&A videos off and on. So be sure you're following me on my social media so you have the chance to ask me questions in a future Q&A. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next video on Monday. I will see you then. Bye! 3 of these brands hand make their products. These are not mass manufactured in a factory. 2 different color combinations in the 28 pan palette. I have the green brown combination.